T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Don't forget the maybe, baby. But when I say that I'm friends with my exes, what I believe people have told me that they heard is that they still have the same access to you. Where's the threat for you?
What do you guys think the difference is between fighting for your relationship and then forcing your relationship to work?
People say, God, regardless of my emotions, use me to love your daughter completely, thoroughly, and perfectly. That she may feel you in a way she's never felt you before. That's where we get to stand in as men and husbands. So that his daughter can know him in a way that she can't know him through nobody else. But nobody else can do it but you.
So basically, I'm that nigga.
You that nigga, and you the only nigga to do it. When I say the one is simply the one you choose. Is there more than one? The one that I can see right now is the one that I need right now. Is it the one that I'm able to handle? Are there ones for every season?
Not a cool. There's not just one person for me and on this earth.
When you see her, you'll know. When I saw her, I saw the completion of my vision.
I feel like your woman should be your cheat code for life.
If it's appropriate for you to ask someone to get a blood test to check for STDs, shouldn't it also be appropriate to ask someone to get a psych evaluation?
Mental health has never been as big as it is in the culture that we live in today.
Sometimes people's privates looks different. Not those privates.
Wow.
Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help the Podcast.
Maybe this will help. Will this help you?
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget
Hey,
the
listen.
maybe, baby.
All I'm saying is we need to get the studio.
Baby.
Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help.
Yeah. Didn't allow me to go live. All right.
Because usually when I go on it, it allowed me to click that live. Now that when I went on it this time, the live was just grayed out. And I kept clicking it.
Interesting. You know, we ain't gonna stress.
I'm damn sure not fit to.
Hopefully they got my IG. If they don't, they got YouTube. This is the beauty of being live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all at the same time. So
I was interested.
Man, what's the deal, Broham? How are you, man?
Low vibrations, brother.
You said
Tired.
low vibrations?
I'm tired.
Oh, damn. All right.
Listen, you asked, I told you, shit don't want to work. My mic don't want to work. My camera don't want to work. I'm just like, okay. Well,
it's crazy because you hear what you want to hear, right? I'm like, oh, this brother said good vibrations. I'm right there with you. Like, listen, nigga, listen. I'm struggling. Listen. Like I said, struggle bus, nigga. All right, my bad. Ladies and gentlemen, that means the show may be cut short tonight. We'll see how we feeling. But
it always gets better though. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've noticed about doing the show when I'm feeling tired or drained or what have you. Usually by the end of the show, it picks up, and I feel like that's just because our connection. Sometimes you need that connection from your fellow brother to really get that energy, or sometimes just piggyback off of your energy, and then my energy gets boosted. You know what I'm saying? So,
ladies and gentlemen, if you wanted to know a masculine way to tell another man you miss him, just go back and repeat what Mike just said a few seconds ago. Just that whole that. Bro, it's okay. Just say you miss me. It's all good. I don't feel comfortable saying that. So, nigga, when your energy is up and mine is low, and then we get together, sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's a good thing. So,
moving right along.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help the Podcast, give you the good, the bad, the alimony, that relationship talk you can relate to. Tonight, we're about to get into it. You know what we do? We're just going to have some impromptu conversations about some things we've seen online that we want to have. I was about to say we want to make fun of. We want to talk about. We will have a good time. That's for sure. But
shout out to Sasha. What up? JG, the rapper, the little rapper. What up? Y'all come on in. We're about to get started. Hello.
Mike, it's okay. We're gonna give it 15 minutes. We're gonna give it about 15 minutes. It's gonna be all right. For anybody
that hopped over because they went to IG and realized like, oh, they're not live. We are live tonight. We're just on YouTube and Facebook Live. We're having technical difficulty with our IG page, but the show must go on. So you can find us on YouTube as well as Facebook Live.
So go ahead, text and tag your friend. Grab your favorite snack or your drink. Let's get into this.
What you drink?
Protein shake, man. Got my cookies and cream protein with my spinach and my berries and
what brand?
Planta.
You know what? Shout out to Mike Rashid. I don't like that nigga too much, but on a personal level, but I've heard great things about his protein shake. So shout out.
All his products are pretty legit, man.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I just, personality. Having met him, may be the nicest, most great guy ever. But that first impression is like, we probably wouldn't get along.
The IG persona.
Yeah, exactly.
Never know, man. It's just IG ain't nothing but a big old video game.
That's true. And I've seen other videos where he's guest appeared on other people's like YouTube channels, like bodybuilding and stuff. Yeah, seems like a cool guy. So maybe we'll have him on the show one day. He can clear things up.
Jesus. All right. Maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we get the show started tonight. We're gonna run some videos, man. It's so many different directions. You know what? Yep. Let's just go ahead and start. Since we're talking about IG, this is actually a good segue. We're talking about IG, so I want to put this up. Hold on, what happened here? Kiss Maya said, "Did you make Donovan's shirt, Michael David?" I'm curious because
I did. That's funny. It's funny you should ask. But yes, dang, you kept that shirt in good condition. That was what, like 4 years ago?
Ooh, no, I'll say 3, maybe 3. Working on 3. It wasn't because 4 years ago was when we first started, and I wasn't here. Dang,
no. Yeah. I believe it was 4 because with me, Cherry, and Sean would have been 5.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Well, anybody who don't know, I do represent the ankle army. The ankles is the most impressive and most important part on a woman's body.
Clearly, because the bullseye is right on the ankle. That's hilarious.
Right there.
That's hilarious.
Next in line after them ankles is them eyebrows. So maybe you get a show like that very soon, man. But all right. So check it out. This is how we're gonna get into it tonight.
If I look at a girl Instagram, I look at 2 things. Can I show my mom this girl's Instagram without scrolling, without having to hide stuff? Can I show her that Instagram? And then 2, would I want my daughter to be like this girl? If it's a no to either one of those, I'm cool. I might still hit you up, you know what I'm saying? But I know what it's for, you know what I'm saying? So if
I disclaimer, when Mike's energy is low, you'll get the most honesty out of him. No fluff. So
that's so funny. You know me way too well.
Some of y'all gotta wait till the after 10 p.m. Mike to get that, but I think you're about to get it from the gate. Mike, how'd you feel about that clip?
Play it back for me one more time because I don't want to prejudge based on what I think.
Don't soften.
Because no, I'm just saying. You remember what happened last video? I thought I heard it. It's strong and hella wrong. Listen,
he was all the way.
That young lady through the mud. She didn't even say it. God.
All right, sheesh.
If I look at a girl Instagram, I look at two things. Can I show my mom this girl's Instagram without scrolling, without having to hide stuff? Can I show her that Instagram? And then two, would I want my daughter to be like this girl? If it's a no to either one of those, I'm cool. I might still hit you up, you know what I'm saying? But I know what it's for, you know what I'm saying? So if
I feel like
here we go.
I feel like people try to put the music and try to make you feel like, oh man,
you saying something super enlightening.
So hey, man, if we're like, when did relationships get so watered down to now we have to judge them based on their Instagram pages? Like we were just saying about Mike Rashid. That's a persona. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, she looked like she could possibly be a prostitute on her Instagram, so I should just go ahead and try to. But I'm just saying, like, it has to be something more than just I'm gonna look at her Instagram. If that don't make the cut, then I'm not gonna even try. Nah, man, that's trash.
Kima said, right, dude, not even deep, not at all. But the music, though, bruh, listen, let me tell you about your favorite rapper. And the music he got, if it wasn't for them beats and them tracks and the violins in the background, trust me.
Listen, it'd be trash. Yeah, but no, man, I can't.
Let me say this though.
Yeah,
let me say this, since we're talking about like these personas and whatnot, there might be some validity to this if that person has a great relationship with their mother because they respect their mother's opinion. At the same time, like it's interesting to have this conversation because everybody uses the internet for different things, right? Everybody uses social media for different things. So you're not sure if that is actually who that person is, you know, in the real world. Yeah. But even still, if they know this is the World Wide Web and they're choosing to put themselves out there like that, it does say something to one arm of their personality.
I want to agree, but then because the people that know me know I'm somewhat to almost 100% an introvert. I don't go out a lot. You don't catch me out at different. But if you look at my Instagram page, you would think, oh, he likes being in front of the camera and he's always out doing something. Not at all. Not at all. That's just the way that side of my modeling is set up to make it appear that way. But I'm in the house.
I'm gonna tell you what my therapist told me. He said sometimes you need to go back and look at your journal to see who you are. Right. Yeah, and so social media is a form of journaling, right? You're putting it up there for a reason. And you may think you're one way, but as you take a deep look at your Instagram and what you out of everything you could have posted, that's what you put up there. It does tell you something about yourself. And I think that sometimes we're ill-informed about ourselves because we said before, like some of our friends, they still see us as they did 5-10 years ago. We also have to continue to update our self-awareness of am I just would I like to be perceived as an introvert, or am I truly an introvert? Not speaking directly to you. Oh yeah, but it does take a minute to say that. Then where's the conundrum here? If I am an introvert, but I do love modeling, I gotta how do I rationalize that in my own mind?
So I agree 1000%. Which is also going back to my page. The last thing I posted as far as modeling was like months ago because It's interesting trying to break into that and then still trying to hold on to your safe space of just being with the people I love, an environment I love. Yeah, that's it. But in that type of thing, you gotta like I've already had to do an underwear shoot, and I was just like, oh, okay, it's just 5 people like a panel, and you just walk out in front of the lights with your drawers on and turn to the side, turn around. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know if this is the avenue.
Maybe they should have had that music playing in the background for you. You would have felt a little more comfortable. What was I made for?
But yeah,
You
What we
said
got?
that. What's the subject? The subject is a dude came on and he said that if I can't show my mom this girl's Instagram page without like scrolling through it and finding a safe picture, or if I don't want my daughter to be like her, then I can't do it.
Be like what though?
Be like whatever
like
his
the
interpretation is of if he wouldn't feel. What I heard was embarrassment, right? Like, no, I'm embarrassed to show my mom this, and then two, I don't ever want my daughter to post a picture like this under any reason. I don't want that. Even though it's like it's a huge assumption, but at some day, everything you post is a choice, just like everything you say is a choice, and every choice has a consequence. And so that representation, that's why the Bible even says sometimes it's better just to be quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's better not to post because you might be running away your blessing. You might be catching somebody off guard.
I feel that. I understand that 100%. But what if this young lady, and I'm just using a lady because I'm a guy, but what if this young lady is what if she's a model for exotic clothes and all of her pictures she's in some type of lingerie? Am I then gonna be like, okay, she must be
comfortable in exotic clothes?
No, I was gonna say I was gonna say fast, but I don't think kids are saying fast. Wow. A woman of loose morals. What is the title?
Mike, just stick to the dictionary, bro. Prostitute. Just go ahead.
Okay, fine. So I can't date this woman because clearly if she's only wearing all these clothes, then she must be easy. Or I have a hard time saying prostitute.
Is it the vowels? What is it?
So, but I'm just saying. So like I just don't feel like it's fair to judge anybody based on Instagram, which we all know is so fake. At least not even a conversation, not even. But he did say, "I'm gonna probably hit you up."
But for what?
Promiscuous. Thank you. Yeah, promiscuous.
It's the proper prostitution. I got you. I don't know, man. I'm still fighting that a little bit because again, you can easily opt out of social media. Like some of my friends, they just don't do it. But if you're going to do it,
it's their business.
Okay, so like let's just use the example of what you said about the girl. She's partnered with the exotic clothing company. You chose to partner with that company, and now you're under contract, and you have to make these posts, right? Mm-hmm. So that says something about your personality. That is certain things that you're okay with.
No, that's not fair. Nah. What do you mean? It's certain things making money?
It's a lot of ways. It's a lot of ways to make money.
So because of what it looks like, you telling me that but what are you saying she's okay with? Her body?
No, I'm saying that there's something that she is okay with, which is why I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. People, because that's so vague, that's where the assumption starts. The assumption starts like, I wonder what makes her feel okay, like this is okay. Like she probably said the money makes it okay, or I love showing my body, or this is women's liberation, or
a form of art
company, or like, it's something there that makes her feel okay. I do believe that. I don't know how beneficial it's going to be for you to judge somebody's Instagram page without having a personal conversation with them about their whys. I think that's, if you really want to know a person, I think that it doesn't start with what you see. It starts with having a conversation about what you see. And
I agree 100% because what if the conversation goes like, oh, well, I was single this whole time, so I didn't find a problem with it. But when I get into a relationship, I'm sure the page will change. It happens.
Then let's just go. It does. Let's go back to the second part he said about if do I want my daughter being like this woman?
I don't feel like you can even make that assumption based on an Instagram page.
Would you want your daughter to ever post anything like this?
A single woman. So again, we're assuming that it's her showing her body. That's all we can really like. I'm assuming she's showing her body.
Let's say it's a picture of her and Donald Trump. I can't show my mama this. I can't do that. Moms will kill me.
For me, and maybe because I've been in a situation where I've met some cool people, very unassuming, and if I would have based it based on their Instagram page, I probably would have never gotten a chance to meet these people.
it's so much going on in this video, bro, because it's like, why does your mom's opinion matter that much? Some people do use the mom filter to help them identify a good woman. Secondly, you're already interested in her. So I'm under the assumption from listening to the video that I already met her somewhere and I vibe with her and I didn't know her Instagram yet. I'm vibing with her and it's like, oh, I checked her Instagram. I'm like, oh, shoot, this seems like a whole different person, right? And of course, I'm gonna say it like this: from myself and the people that I know, we don't have all the conversations that we should. I think people heavily, like I'm about to do it right now when I say it, people heavily rely on their assumptions. I'm heavily relying on mine right now because a lot of times I don't want to have a conversation. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? It's too many conversations there. And I recognize because there's so many conversations, that means I want to know too much. Ultimately, all this boils down to mind your business. Like what you like, dislike what you like, and keep it pushing. Right? If you feel some ick about what a person is doing, then keep moving. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, if somebody feels some ick about the way that I'm doing things, and keep it pushing, like I'm not gonna feel no type of way. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And if you misjudge me based on something that I posted and you don't feel like you want to ask, then that tells me something about you too. So we good.
Yeah, that's true. I could, yeah.
You got anything? Oh, you don't have IG run over there. It's just Aaliyah said, why not? I'm not sure what you're talking about, why not to, but let me know in the chat so we discuss it. This is interesting. I wonder if this works outside of romantic relationships. Like if you know what I'm saying, if you met a dude, you know what I'm saying, at the gym, like, oh man, my G, like, you know, hooked up, we play basketball every now and then, and y'all start following each other on IG. You know what I'm saying? And you saw him associated with some stuff that you didn't want to be associated with. Would you be like, nah, I can't be cool with this dude? He had like a non-lethal gun.
1000%. You know, like not only am I unfriended, I'm blocking. Because there's something wrong.
I told him, y'all know Mike got an arsenal. I told Mike I was thinking about buying a non-lethal weapon, and when I tell you this brother almost turned into divorce papers. That brother, him and Jay.
It was it was over. Like, nah, I can't let you go out like that.
You better off with a bow and arrow, my guy. All right, let's see. She said Trump or your mother. Why not? So that was just a hypothetical. The reason I brought that up because we didn't want to just lean heavily on the fact that, she got promiscuous pictures. It can be anything on a person's IG that your parent, your mother, your father won't like, and you feel like you can't show them. You have some embarrassment around that because, I like a girl, you know what I'm saying, to you, who got 11 toes, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, if you got judgmental parents or whatnot, or liberal parents, conservative, we just trying to figure out how does that play into you being able to take someone serious.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm not gonna say mom's opinion shouldn't or doesn't matter at all. Like, it's good to get a gauge from the people that you love, the people that you think are of good counsel. But is it going to determine whether I pursue someone or not? Probably
depends on the relationship, don't it? Or not?
I guess so. I guess it depends on the relationship. Yeah.
All right. Speaking about red flags, man, I got another video for y'all. Check this out.
Would you date a man with a hairy back?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for sure. I would 100% do.
Wait a minute. Were you expecting that, Mike?
No.
Okay.
No.
Here we go.
Would you date a man with a hairy back?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for sure. I would 100% do that. Wolverine was the hottest of all of the X-Men, and I have always wanted to ride bareback. I just hop on there and grab onto that fur and see how long I can hang on for, right? I'm gonna Bear Grylls it, go down to Busch Gardens, and then I'll explore the rest of the forest, okay? I want to do it. Yeah, 100% I'm gonna do it. Also, I want to take like a vacuum cleaner and make some designs in it. Maybe we get some oil, and then like we'll make you like a slip and slide, and we'll just exfoliate my whole body. Is that the kind of thing that you're into?
Oh, hey, also, if you're not following me already, I'd really fucking appreciate it.
This bitch.
Why, Mike? Why? That's her preference. She loves a hairy man. What's the problem, man?
I don't have no problem with it. None whatsoever, brother.
So is there, I'll share what mine is, but is there a physical trait that you feel most people may find disgusting that you're like, I don't mind?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Women with mustaches.
Oh, you don't mind?
No, I'm asking you. I'm about to throw a few out there for you.
Oh, okay. So you always find a way to make me look like the bad guy.
It's my job.
Are you asking me would I date this person, or
how you feel about women with mustaches, Mike?
I feel like, listen. Are we talking? Are we talking Are we talking 5 o'clock shadow? Are we talking full? What we on right now? It's a no for me.
Okay.
Because when I look at, I won't even say a woman. When I look at my woman, I don't want to see any resemblance of anything that looks like me. Or any
All right. How do you feel about women with defined muscles?
I'm okay with that.
Okay. How do you feel about women who don't believe in pedicures?
Like she does her own?
No, she just don't need them. Don't do them. Don't get them. Got the concrete heel. Love to wear her feet out. It's got the back is, huh?
There needs to be some type of self-care regimen.
Okay. What about
so I would want my woman to have one too.
Yeah, about women who don't shave their legs.
I'm okay with hairy legs.
Okay.
Just as long as not long as mine. Like again, I don't want it to look like I'm looking down at a dude, or I don't want it to feel like, but the little stubble and the little, that's fine.
Like Eddie Murphy and Boomerang when they had the hammer time. Okay. I think that the reason I put this video up, bro, and of course I wore my shirt today, I think there's certain things that people find attractive, and I think that if they're not trending or popular in a culture, people feel a little hesitant to say that I'm into that. So I loved how bold she was about, I love a man with a hairy back, right? And I think it's that kind of freedom and self-expression that allows us to find ourselves in the happiest of relationships. I think that when we find ourselves trying to tailor our own preferences just to look good in front of other people, I think that's why a lot of people in relationships aren't happy, because they're trying to get someone that everyone else will say, good catch, versus what you really want.
And I feel like that's also a sign of maturity, because I'm definitely guilty of that back in the day, of only dating the chicks with the nice bodies and the almost the light skin, long hair type of girl that a lot of guys used to be into back in the day. And it was a girl that I liked so much, but she was heavyset. She was overweight. Didn't try to date her, didn't try to go out with her because she was overweight. I liked her. I wanted to, but I was embarrassed to go out with her. If we did go out, it was somewhere real low key, or just I'm going to her house, she's coming to my house. But you know what I mean? When I started to mature and realize, listen, at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody else thinks about who I'm with, as long as I care about who I'm with. That's the central part of what matters in the relationship. Then I feel like that's when I started to be okay and comfortable with, I like what I like. I don't care if nobody else like it.
How long did it take you to get there?
I'll probably say early 30s.
One of my friends hit me up and they were like, do guys like girls with the pooch in the front? I was like, yeah, front butt, back butt. Guys, I think that I can't even say this like wholeheartedly, because I feel like it's changed so much in society over the course of like the last 5 to 10 years. But I do feel like guys were, even though we're like physical, like we're visual, right? We're visual creatures. We like mostly everything we see. Even though we're visual, right?
You can make anything pretty much seem or look appealing if you package it the correct way.
Huh. Sasha said us big girls always getting the short end of the stick. I'm gonna need you to clarify what you mean by that. Just listen, for clarity purpose, I don't want to assume. You know what I'm saying? It's not my job. Rashonda said, Harry like animal. I think that I was there in high school already. I lived there. My mom put me in a very diverse place. My mom, you know, she's kind of conditioned me to choose what I like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to be, I never tried to be like the popular kid, even though I was for maybe some of the wrong reasons, but I felt like whatever I do would be the next trend anyway. So if they didn't like it, they'd like it after I had it, right? Or after I chose it. And most times it will work out that way. But I do like this video, even in all its comicalness, because there's so many people I feel like that I've talked to and that I've coached who have not been chosen, who people wanted to choose them, but they just simply haven't been chosen because of like what I said, they just weren't trending. You know what I'm saying to you? And so,
and culture has a very specific idea of what beautiful or pretty or handsome or whatever is. And when people don't fit that bag, it's like you said, they almost get discarded. Like, oh, you don't look like that rap song I heard about 5'5" brown eyes with a big butt and a small waist. You know what I'm saying? And you just look over but man, it's them be the hidden gems right there though. Shit.
So sometimes, bro. Rashonda said it's hard for the tall, slim girls too. Hard where? Not in New York, not on the runway. Where it's hard for y'all at? Wait, you know what? Everybody needs to go where they belong. Listen, you rarely find me and Mike in the same places, right? 5'10" and 6'6", just we got different territories that we conquer. You know, it's just if you see us out together, it's good because we came to see each other. We don't roam the same fields. Let me just put it that way. Know where you belong. You a king somewhere. I tell you that.
That's facts. Nah, that's cool shit.
Oh man, somebody, man, I tell you, just is in love with you. I had this theory I was talking to my friend about, speaking about people that you might find attractive out in public. They said that here's the rule. It was a guy. He said, here's the rule. You stare as long as their number. Right? And so the scale is 1 to 10. 1 being ugly, 10 being beautiful. He said, you calculate that. If she's fine, then you stare for 10 seconds to let it be known. If she's all right, you stare for 5 seconds. He said, you know how I know this work? We do this instinctively. When your eyes catch a girl you don't find attractive, you immediately look away. That's because she's a 1. He said, so just make it he said, make it intentional so that she knows if you're staring at her and she's staring at you and it's been longer than 10 seconds, there's a good chance that both of y'all think each other's a 10 and y'all should go talk to each other.
Okay.
Where you going, Mike? Let's go.
I disagree because I've been in situations where I've been out or around a certain person multiple times, and I'd always catch this person staring at me, but it'd be quick. As soon as I look up, they look away. Or as soon as and finally,
you're ugly.
We finally got a chance to talk, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, dang, okay, maybe she just don't. I don't know. So we finally got. Oh well, you just didn't look like you were approachable, or I didn't know what to say, or shit like that. So it doesn't always mean that the person is not attracted to you. I do the same. I've done the same thing too. Like, ooh, she's fine, but I don't want her to staring. So, you
know what? Let's fight it for a little bit. Let's fight it. Let's punch and bag this for a little bit, because my boy put a post up a few months ago, talked about guys shooting their shot, and in the comments, a whole bunch of guys was talking about, man, it's hard for us out here. Girls reject us so often, or I'm not really an extrovert. I'm not really a go up to a woman, talk to a woman type guy. And I put in the comments, I said, it's interesting how when you see something that you really into and you believe that it's rare, how somehow you'll find the courage to go and get it. Whether it's a girl, a car, a house, an opportunity, a job, whatever it is, we find courage when we feel like something is rare and we find ourselves really into it. And I think that oftentimes if we don't call people out on that, they'll continue to fall back into these cop-outs. Like, oh, I thought you looked intimidating, or you look materialistic, or you look, if you just felt like, this is This is a sight to see. I ain't seen nothing like this before. And I'm not mad at you if you look away. You just tell me, oh, I've seen niggas look like you before. You average looking dude. You could be something. I don't know. I didn't feel like you were worth the effort at that moment. Just say the real.
I feel like I'm sure he feels that way, but I still don't feel like that goes for everybody.
I can't prove
it. Definitely don't go for me.
I can't prove
I
that.
can just speak from my personal experience. That don't ring true for me.
You got a fiance. You don't even have eyes anymore. So just.
And I didn't pursue that. I didn't just go try to run game because I was like, oh God, I just gotta.
You stared at her for longer than 10 seconds when you first met her.
Nope. I waited till she left and then sent her a text message about her hair. So exactly.
What kind of awkward game are you playing?
But that's my point.
Jay asked Jay why she fell for that.
You heard him? Donnie said, why did you fall for
the hair text?
The hair text. Because she wanted to, because I was fine.
Ain't that something? Ain't that? I'm moving on to the next video. I set myself up for this. I should not have come down this aisle talking to Michael about anything because this brother, real quick, brother, everybody looking at me knows why right now. All right, let's talk about another preference. You're gonna get a kick out of this one, my brother.
Date the short guy. Let me tell you why. Studies show that the shiny qualities like height, their looks, their profession, none of this actually matters when it comes to fulfillment and happiness in a long-term relationship. So for all those girls out there that have a height requirement of 6 feet, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're clamoring over these tall, good-looking guys who are getting all of the messages and all of the attention, whereas these shorter guys are being overlooked who could be a great life partner. You're overlooking them simply because of the superficial quality that does not matter. Date.
So it sounds like, let me just tell you
why were you so ready? Why are you so ready? Why are you so ready?
Let me just tell you what it sounds like.
It
sounds like don't go for the meal that's on the table. Wait for some of the crumbs to hit the floor and then go eat those. So it sounds like maybe she has some rejection issues maybe going on somewhere. Because to me, it don't matter. For me, it don't matter short. That probably came out all wrong too. That probably came out. Once I just heard it, replayed it in my head.
You were so happy. You were so happy that you were so quick.
That's not what I meant. What I meant was it don't matter. I agree, it doesn't matter, but I wouldn't disqualify somebody because of that. Because what she's doing is the same thing she's saying these other women. You disqualifying tall dudes because of your stereotype, just like women are disqualifying what she's saying as shorter dudes because of it. Like she's doing the same thing.
So she said that they're doing themselves a disservice by having a height requirement. Right. She's saying instead just be open.
No, she said date the shorter guy. She literally said
date the short guy. Yeah. Also, maybe she meant to say
but her reasoning was because the tall guy gets the attention and gets the messages, so you can't handle it. That's what the problem is. She can't handle it. She can't handle any type of he's getting messages and my self-esteem is probably down the drain. So let me go with the easier one, the short guy who nobody's looking at, because that'll make me feel better about myself.
You just called us easy?
No.
We are. I was just wondering how'd you.
Why you saying easy? You're not short. Number one,
the height requirement is 6 feet. Everybody under 6 feet is short. We're not talking about with men. We're talking about with women.
I'm asking a woman. What's the height? What do you think the height requirement?
Tell her answer better be 6'6". That's it. She better not say nothing else because her man is 6'6".
No. So for a guy to be short, what would you qualify his height at? This height and under will be short.
I would say probably like 5'10".
5'10". You just made it, my nigga.
That's because she knows my height and that my sister loves me. That's all that is.
No, she said she don't. She said she really don't. But that's the number I had in my head, though.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Rewind. What's happening?
Doesn't know your height. God. Doggy. This nigga. Shit.
What do you mean?
This nigga.
Love the short guy. God, no,
No, but 5'10" was the number I. You used to wear that outfit too.
I still got it. I still got it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so Rashonda said that short is 5'8".
See, my nigga, you come on, man. Don't do that.
Listen, I ain't never been worried about a day in my life. I told you, you know, I've never. Okay, so Kima said 6 feet.
Look what everybody else said though. Don't just pick out that one because
I'm about to go through the list, my guy. 6 feet. Mike is.
Because you're trying to play the victim right now, and no, yes, you
never been a victim a day in my life. I'm sticking to the video where she said a height requirement of 6 feet. That's what she said in the video.
First of all, she's Asian. She don't even have nobody in her race that's 6 feet.
If y'all joined this show, you heard Mike say that his energy was low tonight. All of a sudden, we didn't got this brother riled up. So, jeez.
Again, that's not what I meant.
Pookie said 5'9". Aisha said 5'10". Sasha said as long as they taller than me because I'm 5'3".
And that's what I feel like should be the case. Some girls like guys that's shorter than them. I've seen it.
Let me just tell you the truth. This height stuff it is not really an issue. It's made up. It's made up. When you see what people do in reality, they may not want to post them if you're under 6 foot. But let me tell you, niggas as low as 5'3" is getting chosen every day. They just not getting posted. And that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that knows anything about real life and they're not stuck in the world of social media, they don't trip when they see these posts because they know what's happening in real life. I told you, social media is a video game, bro. Everybody creates an avatar and they just operate through that avatar. But when they log off, they got to deal with their real.
Which goes back to that very first video about judging this girl based on her social media. Why? That's not real.
I'm still fighting that because if you get to choose any avatar you want,
why would you choose that one? The one with the avatar.
You could choose any persona for social media. Why would you choose a prostitute? I don't understand. Out of all the personas, you played a video game before. You could choose your height, your clothing, your occupation.
You go.
I think it'd be a good idea to represent myself as online. It's a prostitute, a hussy. That Mike said a hussy. And I'm not saying anything wrong with your decision. I'm just saying that your decision has consequences. That's all.
It's so interesting that I didn't think that you would lean that way on that video, though. I just knew you would be pro.
I'm happy to surprise you.
That's pretty good.
That's
a good surprise too. Damn.
I'm evolving. Most inconsistent brother you got. I'm just happy to be here.
But I feel like people, women or men that put their stock into their height, how they look, the way their body is shaped, you're doing yourself a disservice anyway. Because there's should be so much more to yourself other than the physical outside appearance.
And that's what she was saying in the video. Ebony said, I'm 5'6". So anything under that is short. I like what Joshua said. Joshua Cook English said, nah, it's called don't overestimate or underestimate the person based off of judgment.
Yeah. Agreed.
It is. I said hussy. I'm crying. Yeah. Mike is an old soul. Mike is old soul. A hussy. And what's the other one they call him? What's the cow called?
Damn, what you call the cow? What they call a heifer.
A heifer.
I think I done heard my mama call my sister that a few times.
A cow, a heifer, and a battle axe. Boy, I tell you, that old battle axe that will take you back. Oh, yep. See, look, Miss Don knew it too. A heifer. You got a rebuttal here. Shonda said, "I've seen some tall Asians." True indeed. True indeed.
I've seen them, but it's far and few between.
Gee whiz, that's funny, man. Okay, Tasha said, "I get judged daily based on my hair color and tattoos." I think it's great. I'm not promoting people to judge, even though they don't judge a book by its cover. I think that humans are naturally wired to judge for the purposes of safety, procreation, and success. So I think that we quickly come to conclusions about people for our own preservation in life. But I think that we should always follow that up with some questions, because like if you see somebody walking down the street you need to immediately identify with all the biases inside of you, if they're a threat or not, and if you should cross that street or not. Like we men know we scope our environments. How? Through judgment. I've been in situations before. This don't feel right. My mashana or my instincts is telling me something. It could be purely judgment, but I'm gonna roll with that because I'm gonna trust my instincts on this. Unless we're saying instincts are different from judgment.
Well, I do think instincts are definitely different than judgment, but I definitely agree with what you're saying. But I still don't think it should be that way. Again, I agree. I feel like that's just the way we're wired. It's almost like, what else do we have to go on? You know, it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. I'm gonna just assume at this point it's a damn duck.
I'm about to say, what would you assume about a woman who tells you she has an OnlyFans page?
I would not. I would ask questions, especially now that I know people use OnlyFans for everything, cooking, to try on clothes, and for the sexual stuff. I would definitely ask questions. I wouldn't assume anything.
Our assumptions would definitely drive our questions. So I think that somewhere in there, there's going to be a first question that's going to be driven by an interest.
Yeah, the first question would be, what do you do on OnlyFans?
Okay, fair enough. Basic as you can get. Got it.
100%. Because I don't want to ask anything to make her feel like I'm judging her, or I think that you selling ass on OnlyFans or whatever.
Hussy. Tasha said, she said, I get judged daily based on my hair color and tattoos. She said, I love it though, because I get to prove them wrong. I like it because sometimes I get to prove them right. There's some assumptions that people have about me that it's in their best interest to have them. Yeah. I love it. I love it. You know?
Yeah.
Some of them. Like, you know what?
Exactly what you're thinking. That's exactly what it is.
You keep thinking that. It's good for all of us. It's good for all of us. Yeah.
Right. That's a fact.
Oh man. Anyway, get a little salty and sassy, huh?
I said thirsty nigga. What you drinking now?
Yeah, now I'm just good old fashioned H2O. Got to keep my water intake with this creatine in my system. Make sure I, stay hydrated. Okay, cool.
So you got greenlit to get back on the supplements and stuff?
Yeah, man. I got greenlit like 2 years ago. I just didn't want to do it yet.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, 2 years ago I was good. My doctor like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm gonna hold on." So I'm like, I started on my birthday, so back in April. Yeah, so everything's good. I gotta I'm doing my labs coming up probably next month. I talked to my doctor this past week, and so I'm gonna do my lab work, get my liver check, kidney check, testosterone checked, doing STD check, doing blood type check. I want to know my blood type and getting all that stuff done, man. Just getting the whole.
I heard they put certain stuff in a lotion that can prevent cause STDs. So
you better quit playing. Stop playing, Mike.
Did that go over your head?
Huh?
Did that go over your head?
Oh, that did. That was good. That was good. That was good. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
That was a good one. Yeah. It went over my it went over my head because I'm under 6 foot, but it was good. It was
Here, somebody date this nigga, please.
Slow down. Not right now. Life's too good right now. Hold on. My friend was like, she asked me about that. She's like, "Are you dating?" I said, my response, bro. I heard myself after the fact. He said, "Are you dating?" I said, "Man, you know what? I found so much peace in my life, and I found I went down this whole rant about how good life is." Never answered her question.
I'm sure she picked up on it.
She was like, "So what that got to do with you dating?" I was like, "So why would I give that up?"
Damn.
She said, "Why would you think you had to give that up?" And I was like, "Oh, because that's what happened in the past." So anyway, through that conversation, I recognized that I have some new requirements before I date again. So I'm open to it, but the requirements have changed, the man, because it's almost like I feel like I was a startup business. And so we were kind of hiring anybody that was willing to come along and help us get up there.
To work.
Like I'm Fortune 500 now, baby. I mean, we're doing big things. So the background check is way more thorough. You might have to be an intern for a bit. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to this next video.
That's good though. That's good.
Hold on, you got anything over there? Any video? Any comments you want to pull up?
Nah.
Look, it's just Aaliyah said, "Protect your peace." Straight up. Okay, Rashonda says she started taking creatine, glutamine, and collagen. So The glutamine for sure, because I'm using a plant-based protein, and plant-based protein don't absorb in the body as well as like whey and stuff. So the glutamine definitely helps that. But I'm not. What you need collagen for? You got all that melanin in your skin. Black don't crack. She said, "I'm skeptical of bald white men."
Jeez.
All right.
God.
All right. So here we go, bro. So I want to know what you feel about this.
Our culture switched. And like when I was growing up, I used to want to be like Felicia Rashad because I looked up to women that were older. But at this point, older women want to be younger.
Yep.
Right. So you have 40-year-old women and 46-year-old women trying to look like and act like the 23-year-old. Then how do you know? Because when you're young, you don't think there's consequences, right?
Yeah.
The only way you know there's consequences is someone, like you said, the OG pulls you to the side and is like, look, but really the culture is chasing youth. So it's like backwards. The older women want to be young. That's the only thing. Like, there are women, and I'm not, this is no disrespect, but no women in their 60s getting BBLs. Like,
that's crazy.
What is happening? What are we doing? So how can a woman who's 23 trust your leadership if you're trying to look like her? Felicia Rashad wasn't trying to look like, I was trying to be like her. But if she was our culture.
Yeah. I've definitely noticed that. And I think sometimes it's not just that the older women are trying to look and be and act younger. I think some of them just haven't grown out of it. You know what I mean? Especially the look part, the acting part. I know women that I know, I'll just say that was ghetto and ratchet when they was younger, and they ghetto and ratchet when they older. I think some of it just doesn't, they just don't grow out of it. Now, as far as the looks part, I would have to agree with her on that.
So Rashada said, I love being 40. In my 20s and 30s, I was a hot mess. Kima said, they be like, you can't see me, little girl. I think here's my take on it. I think that you act that way at a younger age because you're looking for something at a younger age, and unless you change what you're looking for, it's impossible for you to leave that approach or that persona.
Agreed.
I think that if she said the culture has shifted, I'm just gonna throw some things out there. We can have a discussion about it. Before, I'm saying, a few generations ago, women were, getting married younger and they were having kids and grandchildren. They was grandmothers and all that kind of stuff. And they were in their home and they've been settled into this family lifestyle. I think that what we've seen in the last few years is people being married for 30, 40 years and getting a divorce because they've changed and they feel like they want something different. And they just haven't, the family structured life just is not appealing for whatever reason. Yeah. You know what I'm saying to you? And I recognize that a lot of people want freedom and they're not finding it. They want freedom and peace and they're not finding it even in marriage. And I think people are getting to the point where they're just like, they become very okay with divorce. And they're like, this is the only life I get. And so a lot of the propaganda that we're faced with about like living your best life and, you know what I'm saying? It got to be all about you, self-love, self-care, and all these kind of things that aren't necessarily scriptural. I think that it does promote a certain mindset that gets you to this place to where it's like, you know what? I need to do everything that I want to do that's going to make me happy while I'm here, no matter what my age is. I don't see a problem with a 60-year-old getting a BBL.
If that's what you want to do, that I don't either. But if you're trying to do it because you want to look like these younger girls, it's like you might need to check your other stuff first, because getting that BBL is not just going to be it.
Well, okay, let's level the playing field though. So say you're going for the same job.
Yeah.
You're a 55-year-old woman going for the same job as a girl just straight out of college, right?
Yep.
And it's tech driven. And so she grew up in this era. She knows tech very well. You're an old school person, you know what I'm saying? You typewriter, pen and pad type person. You're going to have to learn a new skill if you want to feel like you're in any kind of, if you are competitive, if you want to feel like you're a potential, a person for this job. I think that when it comes down to the men, I think they're going for the same men. Women are more open to dating a man 20, 30 years younger than them now. And so I think that they're going for the same job. So it would make sense that they would be competing against each other in how they look and what they can bring to the table, if that's an actual thing.
I would agree with that reasoning. Yeah.
Rashonda said, I feel like older women are more comfortable in their skin. I feel that younger girls get BBLs. Nah, well, maybe the majority, maybe. But they got this thing called the mommy makeover as well. That women are saying, like, even when they're doing premarital counseling, they're talking to their fiance, like, yo, after I push out 2 or 3 kids, like, you promised me that I'm getting a mommy makeover because I'm not having no more babies after that. Because people still want to look a certain way no matter what their age or their status in life is.
Of course.
The OGs can afford it. Listen, get a 2 for 1, man. You and your mom both go get one. Just
wow. I just feel like at 60 years old, you're going through that BBL surgery, in hopes of. So what you think is you're single right now because my ass is not fat. So if I get this ass, then all of a sudden I won't be single no more. It's probably more than that. It's probably more than that.
I don't know, man. So let me go. Let me go back to just what I know about the women that I've been around. Even the purses and stuff that they buy and the clothes they buy aren't necessarily to impress men. It's to impress women.
We were talking about trying to catch younger guys, though. That's what the video is about.
Yeah, but I was bringing up that butt part right there. I'm wondering if that BBL has more to do about how you look in front of other women to women, or is it to get a man?
I think it's more so for to make themselves feel better about themselves, no matter who's looking. And that's why I always say, like, if you feel like this is what you need to feel better about yourself, it's probably a little bit deeper rooted than just getting the ass done.
So can we compare that to men who've lost their hair and now they're getting these units?
1000%.
So should they just embrace the George Jefferson, and let it be, or are you saying that's a young man's?
So I feel like people should do whatever it is they want to do.
Sorry, I just had a thought.
No, please, I'll share, please, because that seemed like a good thought.
It was. I was just thinking to myself, like, why are young girls getting BBLs? Like, why don't you just? I feel like, why don't you just? What can't you? Well, Shonda said, just go to the gym. That's where you get it done at, right?
I'm sorry. I get just go to the gym and do some hack squats and some sumo squats. I'm sorry. No matter how many squats you do, if you're naturally flat at the back, it doesn't matter how many squats you do. You're never going to get an ass that's going to look like a BBL ass. I'm sorry. No, not at all. Not ever.
This is such a tricky topic. I love it because there is no conclusions to draw, but there's a great, interesting conversation to have about it.
If you feel like you want to do something to put you over the edge, or that you feel like, okay, this will complete the look that I want for myself, do your thing. But if you're doing it for a deeper internal reason because of low self-esteem or something that maybe some therapy needed to be added to that with that BBL, then I suggest you do both.
So you're saying that every BBL should come with 3 therapy sessions, pre or post?
Oh, I say pre and post. I feel like just like people do the bariatric surgery, before that they have to go through sessions and talk to people about things like that. You know what I mean? And they have it set up to where you can talk to somebody afterwards too.
Interesting.
Because what you see is, or what I've seen is, a lot of these women that when the BBL, ship first sale, but now you see these women starting to take them out.
I didn't know you could do that.
Who's the girl? I think she was the black girl. I think she may have been a rapper or something that took out her implants. Black China.
Is that different? Implants and BBL. No, don't get me the line. Never mind. Okay.
No, the BBL is not implants, but I'm just saying along the lines of altering your body from what it's naturally shaped to be. Any of that BBL, implants, whatever the case may be.
Aisha said, I'm good on a BBL in my 40s. It is what it is. Like it or love it. Hate it, like it, hate it, don't like it, touch it, taste it, move it, wake it.
Stop formatted.
Yeah, what Missy Elliott say?
Right.
Kima said K Michelle did too, pre and post, so they can understand the attention they will get. It's interesting. I wonder if this is just like a Cali problem or an American problem.
I'll be feeling like it's a big California thing.
Because we want to look like the Colombians and the Brazilians.
I don't know.
It's interesting. So this in my brain, this conversation continue to branch because now I'm thinking about the passport bros and how they're going to other places. And it's not necessarily just for the body type, but it's also just for the culture that those women are in.
Yeah,
I think that what might serve you better than a BBL? These thoughts I have in my head, bro. I'm gonna keep them to myself because I think that the body ain't the problem. I'm just gonna put it like that. But it's nothing wrong with being aesthetically pleasing. Like you said, Mike, at the end of the day, to each his own. Do what you want to do. Like the video said, she was used to looking as a young lady, looking up to older women to be a role model of sorts. You look to your parents, find you somebody who doesn't do that. Let everybody live. You don't want to hold somebody under these confines of you supposed to be a mentor or a role model for me, and you're supposed to be done with that and showing me the way. Like they still want to live their life too. So.
And at the end of the day, I don't understand why we picking these celebrities and people. I get it if you don't have any role models directly in your life. I understand that, but I'm saying, why are we picking even Felicia Rashad, as great of a woman as she is or appears to be? Because again, we don't know, because she haven't been in those scandals or out in the public with any bullshit. Don't mean it ain't there. So for me, I think it's safer to go with somebody that I know or that I know a lot closer than a celebrity who I'll never meet or never have a real intimate conversation with. To put that so high up on the pedestal to say I want to be like her. Nah.
It's stuff is changing, bro. It started with the breast implants, right? And then it moved to, the butts and the waist. And now I think I sent you the video, man. They got that you can do a full body transplant and a full face transplant.
Well, Drizzy got his abs done. BBL Drizzy. So I mean, listen, niggas are getting their pecs implanted, calves implanted, abs implanted. I'm like, God, dog, nobody wants to go to the gym no more. That's cool. Extra machines for me to work on. It's all right.
But there is, I'm gonna tell you like this though. What I was watching this video of this guy, was it 50 Cent? He was talking about 50 Cent and how when 50 Cent was younger, I think 19, he got his Mercedes. He pulled up to the club. I think Jam Master J. He was at the club, and so when 50 rolled up in the Mercedes, he thought it was his ball player because he had the same Mercedes. And when Jay looked, it wasn't. It was 50. And so they kind of had a conversation, hit it off. They went to a different club. Jay made sure 50 got in, and that was like the onset of his rap career, getting into the industry and whatnot. And he mentioned something about not 50, but the guy mentioned something about having the social status items and how they can benefit you if you work them and use them correctly. I do feel like some of these surgeries do create a certain social status opportunity for people to get into different doors that they wouldn't have got into otherwise. And if they leverage it, it could change their entire life.
I agree 1,000%. I agree 1,000%.
Jay. Okay. Not Jam Master Fresh. Jam Fresh Master J. Social. Tell me more about that, Kima. They call it social proof. Ooh, that's interesting because it's like you can acquire these items by theft, by loan, or by earnings. And so I wonder what it proves. Oh, she said I can't. She said I can't. I'm gonna look it up though. But you hit
the nail on the head. It really don't prove nothing. But that you have this one thing, and then we're gonna assume. But what they're assuming is you'll be able to live that lifestyle, whether it's a car. So I'm assuming you make enough money to afford the car. So when we start going on these trips across the world, and we're like, oh, we flying out such and such, and you can't make it because you ain't got money, you're gonna weed yourself out.
Don't matter. But by that time, I already got some benefit out of this. By
Exactly.
the time you figure it out, I'm good.
I'm good.
Scammer. Listen,
Big time.
y'all throwing me out? Cool. I'm taking somebody with me. I already got 2 connections. You done already hooked me up with your attorney. You already hooked me up with your real estate person. Like, they next. Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying to you? It's the short game. Oh man, that's good. Rashonda said it's a show on Netflix about botched surgeries. I know because one of my friends was on there. Yeah, she had a horrible reaction to her implants, and she was very vocal about it. I think she was one of the people that they interviewed. Man, like her implant, like you could flip it inside of her skin back in. Whew. Yeah, I wish she's on the show sometimes, but I don't know if she's on tonight. But if you listen, if you want to talk about it, let us know, because that's wild, man. I know, you already know some people that went out of the country and didn't even make it back.
Man.
Yeah.
All for the ass?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, but sometimes the reward outweighs the risk.
Your life?
It depends on how big. 2% chance you can die. Like, I can roll with those chances. I can roll with those.
Yeah, I guess.
Listen, Mike, some of the things you choose to wear outside the house are more of a risk than some of these girls doing these BBLs. Like, Mike, you really want to wear that red hat where you live at? Nigga, I wish they would. Like, okay, 75% risk. Just
automatic.
Gee, living life on the edge. You might as well get a BBL. All right. All right, yeah. Mike posed this question to me in the messages, so I want to put it up there for everybody else. Well, let me see. We got any more? So Mahogany Monique said, having the discipline to earn the body, material items, and other personal growth opportunities will be much more respected. But do you, Mahogany Monique, do you think that there are like certain limitations that physical limitations everybody has as far as earning? Like their best effort may not produce that actual physical aesthetic they're looking for.
Yeah, because a lot of it is genetics as well. It's not just getting in the gym and like I said, doing squats and sit-ups and thinking that you're gonna have this Serena Williams body. If you're not genetically built that way, you can fucking forget about it.
Whew. Well, I mean, yep, there's a lot of options out there. You heard about the guy who did the leg surgery so he can be 6 inches taller. He got his knees broken or something like that. He's yes, I think he added. Let me not get the line, but he didn't add it some height. He's 6 foot or taller now. I think he started at 5'5" or something. I think he's 6'1". Yeah, something like that.
That's wild. Well,
and people are doing it. You know what I'm saying to you? It's like it's you can really create the body you want. But I mean, like, even to the extent, like when I'm watching these documentaries on, like, they'll take your head and your spine and put it on another body. They are already showing, if they're showing it to the public that it's coming soon, that means it's already being done for the elite.
1000%.
Right? You can get a full face transplant, but they keep you in a coma for 4 weeks while the face fuses into your bones, your nervous system, all that kind of stuff to make sure you don't move and anything's out of place. It's a lot going on. No. Jesus. Tasha said, I have more titties than booty, and I'm okay with it at this point. At what point did you become okay with it? I think that's what we're wondering. Does everybody come to a point when they just like okay with it?
I feel like no. Janae said no.
Nope. Just I think it also depends on the culture you live in. Like, it's hard for you to be okay with something that people are teasing you about every day.
or it's hard to be okay with something that you can go pay $1,500 for and change it all. They just make it so everything is just so easily accessible. Like, you mean to tell me I don't even have to be me no more, and I can pay money for it?
People don't want it. I mean, it's just like college. People ain't got to go to college no more. They go to YouTube University. They go to Google Coursera. You put in 4 hours. They put in 8 months, and they getting the same job you getting. I'm literally doing that right now. I'll be done at the end of August, and well, I'm not even gonna say that it's that, 'cause I know it's God's favor and His grace that's gonna make sure I get into position.
Meanwhile, Chad been in school for 6 years trying to get that job that you finna get. Doggone.
You should have known Jesus. You should have known Jesus.
Favor not fair.
Shoot. Listen. Shit. All right. So here's a question that Mike asked. Let's see if we can get some answers from the audience on this one. Oh, wait on. Mahogany responded. She said, accept what you can't change, but focus on what you can, because health is more important than aesthetics.
Come on
and when
now.
when discipline, both will come.
That's the truth.
It makes me think, like, who am I trying to look for good for? Everybody or just my personal body, like my personal person? Because I don't think everybody's cup of tea.
I'd agree. Whether it's the muscles, whether it's the beer belly. Because I know some women that prefer big chubby dudes with a beer belly. They like it. They don't want the six packs and all the muscles. They think it's nasty.
What the guys say, man. The better his body got, the more compliments he got from men, not women.
Sheesh.
Man. All right, so here we go. Speaking of why people get BBLs, a woman in a relationship is out with her friends for girls' night. She start dancing like this on a guy at a party. This is A, cheating, B, nothing, C, inappropriate, D, just having fun. One more time. A woman in a relationship is out with her friends for girls' night. She's dancing on a guy like this at a party. This is A, cheating, B, nothing, C, inappropriate, D, just having fun.
What did you rate it?
That's intercourse. I think that's intercourse.
That is somebody's having a baby.
That's good old-fashioned intercourse. I think that's E. S-E-X. Which I would say in a relationship. So now I'm a devil's advocate my own self. So if you ain't married, you're single, right? So what does it mean you in a relationship? You in a relationship with this person's lap you're sitting on.
1000%. And anything that pop up.
Let me make it personal to me. If I'm in an exclusive dating situation with a young lady and she's at the club dancing like this on a guy, she is E, no longer dating me. I don't she is doing her, I guess, man. I'm not interested in trying to control people. Baby, if you feel like that's what you need to do in the moment, then do what you need to do. Yeah.
Jay said it depends on what you guys have agreed upon in the relationship.
Come on, there she is. Like, so did I need to tell you at the beginning of us becoming exclusive that I would prefer for you not to make friends with a man's zipper?
And the way my man is looking at it, he got his arms up. This nigga 2 seconds away. 2 seconds away.
That's at the dance hall. If you Jamaican, it's fine because that's just your culture. I get it. Ain't no intentions behind that. So what is C? Kima said C. C is inappropriate.
That's what I gave it. I gave it C.
All right. What else we got? All of the above. Aisha said D. What was D? D was just having fun. This is so interesting, bro.
So we got to look at it though.
Yeah, let's look at this.
For Aisha that said D, I would need to ask. So if it was the roles were reversed and the young lady is sitting on the chair and the guy straddling her, grinding all up in her face with his,
why you telling my story?
Almost right into her face, and she walks in. Is that also just having fun? Like it got to go both ways, right? It can't go. It's okay for me to grind on his zipper, as you put it, but it's not okay for him to have his zipper in her face.
It's so interesting, man, because you got the Christian culture, kingdom perspective, and then about what's appropriate. Then you have culturally, which is such a wide variety of branches of what's appropriate.
Yeah.
Rashada said C, inappropriate. Miss Dawn said C. Cindria said C. Rashada said, great point. You ain't married. This is a very Mahogany said that's inappropriate. Ah, man.
And I think that we all
hold on. Can you define that, Mike? Define inappropriate.
I think inappropriate is anything that you're doing outside of what you guys agreed upon or outside of your understanding that you and your partner may have.
So this makes me think the post we put up earlier about you seeing the woman's Instagram feed. And is that something that you could show your mom without having to scroll past? And so this is your real life feed. This is what you do in real life. Would I follow you? Would I befriend you? Would I DM you if I saw you doing this?
My man said, I'm probably gonna hit you up, but it's only gonna be for what it's gonna be for. Meaning it's only probably gonna be some old flirty, maybe let's go out on a date, maybe let me feel your booty, maybe have sex. But the way he said it wasn't gonna be nothing serious, all because of the post.
This is so interesting because I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about appropriate and inappropriate, I'm like, what if you literally are just having fun? The intention is not to, arouse anybody. And I'm thinking about just let's work with the story. Work with the story.
I can't.
We got to work with the story.
I cannot. I cannot. So you're telling me
here we go
that you're rubbing up against my penis with your buttocks, and in no form or fashion is there supposed to be any type of arousal, because that's not what I'm trying to do. So why not just dance with the air? Why you got to get on my lap to do it?
So let me tell you. So all we have is a screenshot here. We got a picture. It's not a video, so we can't verify there was any grinding. We don't know if she went over there, plopped it down, and picked it back up and said, "I'm about my business," right? We don't know. So I'm convicted, and I'm also trying to work through this. So there was my company, one of our teams had a karaoke night, right? And of course, I like doing karaoke. So I went with my friends, and we were all doing karaoke, and one of the songs came on, and we're all up there just singing the song. And one of the girls dancing, and she jumped in front of me real quick and was like, and I'm right there like, oh, and then she went back to sing, and I'm like,
come back.
I was right next to no, Mike. I'm like, why you leave? Hey, wait. I was right in that situation. So that's a quick shot that anybody could have seen and been like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying to you? So I'm wondering if the appropriateness of it in any way should be determined by the longevity of it. How long would you over there? Don't matter if you just because so listen, Mike, because I got devil's advocate for this all day. So you know how you go to like a wedding reception, right? And you'll see one of the bridesmaids dancing like this on the bride. Mm-hmm. Is that appropriate?
Like her homegirl?
Nigga, I don't care.
Who don't have a dick and probably is not gonna get aroused by it because she don't like women.
Probably not gonna get a what? Oh, you don't. Okay. I'm gonna use that same analogy, and so the dude she grinded on is gay, so that ain't even his cup of tea, so it don't matter then.
And honestly, if the dude was gay, I probably wouldn't have that much that big a problem. I'm serious.
Let me tell you, hold on, put it back up. He don't look aroused at all. He like, man, I'm sleepy. What's going on here?
That nigga is 2 seconds away from letting it go. That's what that look is. That nigga's like just 2 more seconds.
We can judge a cartoon, but we can judge anybody. This is good.
1,000%. 1,000%. What else we got in the comments?
Kima said we can two-step, and that would be just having fun. True enough. It's
because if we get to dance, let's just dance. We ain't gotta do it because that's something else. That's okay. Let's go over to the corner and get a little bit closer.
Mahogany said something interesting. She said, I think the answer is based on one's maturity level and how invested someone is in a relationship.
Maturity, I don't. So tell her to explain because I don't understand how maturity plays a role in, let's say, my wife grinding on another man's penis. I don't understand where maturity falls into that.
Well, if we're using the idea
to be okay with it, is that what she's saying? Like
so
if I'm mature enough,
Mahogany, can you comment on that? Because what I'm thinking is, so me and one of my exes a few years ago, we went to salsa class to learn how to do salsa. And if you ever been to salsa class, you know that they more than likely make you dance with everybody. And so there's some closeness that's happening at the salsa dance for you to learn the mechanics of the dance that may be.
Stop.
Mike hates it. Hates it.
Look at the picture. Is he trying to learn the mechanics of how her ass grinds on his dick?
Kind of.
Is that what he's trying to do right now?
Let me see.
Are they in a class setting?
Let me see.
That look like the club couches right there. That don't look like right. Because a little boy in his head is doing exactly what Eddie doing right there.
Oh my goodness, man!
No,
listen, let me. I just,
and that's exactly what he about to fall into as soon as she finished.
Oh man,
because if we're going by that logic, then you should be allowing your husband or your boyfriend to go to the strip club every day if he want to.
Oh Jesus!
And get lap dances, and they don't have no clothes on because I'm mature enough. I'm mature enough to handle living the dream. Exactly. So let me ask you, Donnie, because you come from the male exotic dancer background. Mm-hmm. When you were dancing or doing a private dance, was your intent to arouse, or was it just to entertain, or what was it? I know for the majority, you're an entertainer, so I'm here to entertain. But the way to get money to entertain or to arouse that woman into thinking like, oh man.
So the correct term for it is I was a fantasy salesman.
I was that, and I wasn't a stripper. Come on, man.
Fair enough. 2 peas in a pod. I mean, you know what I'm saying to you? So brothers. I would say it would depend on the woman. Some of them, the money doesn't come from the arousal. Some of them didn't want to be touched. Some of them didn't want the sweat on them. They wanted to see, like some women were upset when some of the guys didn't know how to dance. They knew how to grind the air. And so some people wanted that arousal. Some people were not getting what they needed from home, and they really needed to get as close as they could to the fantasy. So arousal was necessary, especially when liquor entered to the conversation. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I used to say I would say something like the right track. Yep. Yeah. Oh, Kima said, okay, so let me ask you, it depends on if you're attracted to the person or not.
So y'all, I don't know, because I'm not a woman. So y'all women are going around picking ugly niggas to give lap dances to?
Let me tell you who I see the women dancing on at clubs. I see them dancing on other girls or gay men. Like that's who they predominantly dance with.
The safe choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm asking him is based on what she just said. Are y'all going around dancing on ugly niggas?
When the last time we both went to the club?
Shit.
This might be above us now. This might.
Right. Hold on. Let me reach back in my memory banks.
In '97, I tell you like this. What Uncle Luke said, doo-doo brown. I just thought that. Okay. So Kima said I was saying that for the strip club, it depends on if the person is attracted to him or not.
Oh, I got you.
Woo! Jesus. Okay, Mahogany, thank you. She's a dancer as well. She said, as a past dancer also, it was about the money. Money is attractive. You know what's interesting about that, because for a good amount of the time I was dancing, a lot of women gave me money they were simply in competition with other women. They would be looking at the other women throwing me money, I guess, as a way of just showcasing. You know what I'm saying? It's so many nuances in that conversation.
Going back to the post.
Do you
think because if she's dancing, grinding on this guy because he's giving her money, isn't that also inappropriate? Because now you're a hooker. Now you're trading. Now you're trying to tell me. Now you walk in the club and your girlfriend's like, "Oh, babe, he gave me $50 to dance on his laptop." Okay. Now that's worse than I was just dancing with him. I would have preferred you to say it was just a dance. I could have lived with that. But now you say he paid you to do it.
So she was doing something against her own morals, right? And she got paid for it.
Right.
How many people do that at their corporate job every day?
Is that what this post is about?
Yep. You brought that up. You said she getting paid to do something.
But I'm talking about in the context of the post.
You don't want to go there, huh? Nigga, let's expose all the hookers if that's the case. Because they work at the hospitals, they work at the corporate offices, they work with the lawyers.
Anybody that works for money is a hooker, even us who have our entrepreneurial jobs, right? It's certain times we like, man, I don't want to do this, but you're gonna do it because you want that money. I don't feel like doing it. I don't even feel like this is right to do. But you didn't offer me an extra $5,000, so damn it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I guess we grinding. I guess.
Listen, get on this lap. I'll tell her about it.
Jesus, metaphorically, homie, every day you have to ask yourself, are you doing lap dances at work one way or another?
Yep.
You sitting over here trying to judge these people. Huh.
Just this
who's a hussy now?
He's calling me a hussy.
My fellow fantasy salesman. Okay. Kiba said, I don't want to change the subject, but it's a lot of people with work husbands and wives. Good God.
Oh yeah, we I think we
did we do that last week?
I think we mentioned it last week, but we've had extensive conversation about that.
Jesus. All right. So before we move on to the next one, Mahogany said that in a regular club, of course, also does that mean the boyfriend shouldn't take the drink of a random man got for his girl is a thing. Random drinks.
So I've heard that. Oh, here's a drink, but the guy buys it for the girl. Or so the girl goes up. He says, "Can I buy you a drink?" Oh, I'm with my boyfriend. Okay, I'll buy both of y'all a drink. Nigga, keep your drink, my nigga. I'm not even thirsty right now.
Maybe this is why we haven't been to the club in a long time. It sounds like a tricky environment.
Wait a minute.
What happened?
I'll show you what I'm about to marry. This woman over here gonna say, "Okay, but can you give me the money for the drink?"
Come on. Hey, listen, capitalism.
And I feel like I wouldn't even be mad at it. But again, that's because I know our relationship. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta love your lady, man. You gotta love your lady. All right.
What it is.
All right, so here we go. This one's gonna be good. This one's about money. Since we're talking about money, listen to this logic, bro.
I don't think $100,000 is that much money. I don't think $100,000 is that much money to ask your man to make if you're making that much money.
Why not? 90% of the country makes $32,000 a year.
I didn't say.
So you're looking for the top 10%.
If you're in the top 10%, you should be looking for the top 10%. How's that not fair?
Because the top 10% of men have all the options. Why would he pick you making $100,000 when he could pick anybody?
She also has options.
The choice.
She don't have options. Men don't care about their money. If she's beautiful, she has options. Yes.
People with money have options.
No. The woman is looking for the top 10% of men. The man is looking at the 100% of women.
But why should she not be?
She's limiting her options at that point.
I think he's saying that that men have more options when they're making that amount than women who are making that amount who want to find a guy who's making the same amount.
Right. I know these guys that make a lot of money. They don't want a woman making a lot of money because when they say we got to get up and go, they want to get up and go. They don't want the chick making $100,000 that got to go to the office. They don't want the chick that is the CEO of whatever business because when they want to get up and go, they want to get up and go.
I don't.
So let me ask you a question about the young lady that was speaking. If she's making $100,000, do you think that she would be able to braid that leave out that was around there? Or do you... No, I'm just saying because
I don't think $100,000 is that much money.
I had to go look again. Did you hear it? Did it bother you the whole time?
I was trying to pay attention, but I'm like, I don't think it's $100,000 is a lot of money. It has to be if you couldn't afford. Anyway. To my man's point.
Jesus.
To my man's point. Doesn't even matter. Yeah.
We love you, Mike. We love you, man.
No, I'm just saying.
It is too much. It's I don't understand.
So I do kind of understand. I don't believe that the reason why is because men want to just get up and go. I don't know if that's necessarily why it is, but I feel like sometimes with certain men, they feel like if I'm making X amount of money, I want to be able to feel like I'm the man in a relationship, like I'm king shit in a relationship because I make this amount of money. I could provide for you. I could do yada, yada, yada for you. But if you start making the same amount, then what does that leave me as a man? I feel like a lot of men get hung up and caught up on that.
Okay. I can see that. Rashonda said something very interesting. She said, as a woman, our looks is our currency. So when I'm thinking currency, I'm thinking in the world of options, right? Because he said that guys in the top 10%, because they make over 100,000, you know what I'm saying to you, they have all these options because they're not limiting their choices to women who make 100,000. They're looking at all women, and they know that all women are more than likely going to be interested in them because they're making 100K. The woman that's making 100K doesn't want a man making under 100K, so she immediately, especially if she's not attractive, has very fewer options. Now, if she's beautiful and making 100K, it sounds like she still doesn't have as many options as a woman who is just beautiful and makes 30K. That sounds like that's the logic that we're being presented with. You want to hear it one more time?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
I think I'm stuck on our looks are our currency. Would that explain why there's a lot of single women because they think they look a certain way, but they actually don't?
Okay, let's talk about that because the value of something is based on the price somebody's willing to pay for it, right? Mm-hmm. And so somebody thinks they're attractive. I think the miscalculation is that they don't necessarily want. They want who they want, but they present themselves in a way that's not attractive to the person that they want. I think that a lot of people, they said that in that post, like, I don't have a problem getting into a relationship. I have a problem getting into a relationship with the person that I want. And I think that sometimes people don't know how to present themselves. It's almost, again, I'm gonna use the job analogy. If you're going for a job in the tech industry, right? How do you dress for that kind of job? What must be on your resume for that kind of job? What language do you use in that interview? Some people don't know. And so they just use their most valuable resources they think that they have, and they try to be real pretty when they walk in there. But if it's somebody interviewing for a very serious role at a tech company, how far the looks really going to get you? Unless they just want a fun secretary. If you want a serious role and have some really influence in that relationship, you might need to have other qualities, you know?
I agree 1,000%. That's why when I hear stuff like that, I feel like it's making yourself so small. Like only your looks. That doesn't sound like an appealing life. Like all I have to offer as far as, like you said, currency wise, is the way I look. That fucking sucks.
Donovan said, Mr. Gaspard, he said, what up, man? She said she ain't getting chose. And probably for a lot of different reasons. Mahogany said, she said, be nice. A woman needs to know how to make her man feel and be the man in spite of.
In spite of what?
The money she makes. I'm assuming she didn't write. She said in spite of. So I'm in spite of the money that she's making and she's pulling in. She said men. Rashana said that because men are visual. Here's another interesting perspective. Sindra said that this guy clearly is intimidated and in competition with women. That's not the man I would want. What's wrong with being on the same level?
She's saying the guy that was in the interview was intimidated. I picked a little bit up of that as well. I did kind of sense he was very combative off the gate.
Jump. Yeah.
Which I was like, you know, are you okay? But I just feel like if her preference as a woman is to marry or to partner with a man that at least makes the same amount of money or more, I don't see that as a bad thing. I don't see nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, nobody really wants to hustle backwards.
So for me, it comes down to, what is your intention? Like, why is that a value for you? Why is that important for you? Yeah. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying that sometimes the underlying agenda behind why you want what you want is where the corruption is.
I agree with that. Yeah.
It's interesting because a lot of people are worried about getting chosen, but they're not worried about what they're getting chosen for. They're not worried about the role. They just choose me. Like, it's wild when we become so desperate that we just want somebody to pick us up. Like, we just not somebody. We want the person we want to pick us up, but we don't care if it's for the role of partner or if it's like we have any influence or any say so. Like, I think that's where these other skill sets come into play that your worth, and it's so tricky because it's a lot of truth to what we're saying here. Like when Rashonda said that the looks is the currency, but you said we were just talking about like the BBLs, right? And I'm not gonna sit there and act like I don't show favor towards women that I'm attracted to, that I find that I find physically attractive. There is a tendency to have longer conversations. There's a tendency to, be a little bit nicer. Now, there are certain limits that I won't go for a pretty woman because I've seen so many. I've seen so many different faces, so many different shapes and sizes. So it doesn't move me like it used to. But when I see something very uniquely specific to what I like, I do make a little wiggle room.
So for me, seeing that is usually has nothing to do with how she looks, though. To me, is you didn't say something that triggered me, or you didn't
You
did
see this
something
right here?
Yeah.
If them ankles look right, I'm just gonna let's not act like if them ankles look right, you might as well drug me. I don't know. Listen, morals, what?
Throw caution to the wind, huh?
Listen, a good set of ankles to have a brother making all kind of exceptions. GD, good with me. I tell you.
Golly, boy.
Listen, it ain't about your past, it's about your future. Huh? No? Okay.
You got all the right lines.
I do. I get real silly when I see a good pair of ankles. Cece said, how can the man be the head if you two are on the same level? Good Lord. Whee.
Well, I feel like the head doesn't really just cap at financially. I feel like being the head of the relationship goes far beyond just a financial head.
But when they're talking about the man being a provider, I feel like it does hold a lot more weight in like the specifics of what his role is to be a provider. So I think that it's a worthy conversation to have.
Not necessarily though, but because we make the same amount of money doesn't mean we're going to be doing the equal amount of work.
Okay.
Right? I mean, because if we both make, she said, both make $100,000, that doesn't necessarily mean we're just going to be splitting everything in half and we're going to be going half on everything.
Yo, check this out. So that's interesting you say that, because Donovan said, what up, fam? Money isn't what men want. Men want a woman to be a woman and be my partner and not my competition. That's not intimidation. That's playing your position. Most men making over 100K are alphas, and most women making over 100K want to dominate.
Ooh, I only have to say ooh because I know the relationship I'm in. And granted, I think after all said and done, we probably both bring in over that amount, but I've never felt like I've been in competition with her. Although I do make more, but I'm just saying, even over that $100,000 mark, I've never felt like, she coming
$5 more than Jay, and all of a sudden, big man on campus. $5.
But actually, what's so funny is she's going out for a job that would put her probably right where I'm at now. But
and it's gonna put you in the apron. Put you in the apron in the kitchen. That's it. Stay at home dad, Mike. I can see it now.
Can't wait to quit. No, but for my relationship though, I've never been like, oh man, she coming for the title, she coming for my spot. No, I'm all for it. Yes, please, because I know what we bring into the house is for us and our family. It ain't for her. It ain't for me. It's for us. And whatever I bring in, whatever she bring in, that's gonna better our family as a whole. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as I'm the man, so I don't care about none of that shit.
But that goes back to what I said earlier. I believe it comes down to intention. Like, what is the person's intention for wanting both people to make 100K? I don't think the money is the root of the competition. I think that the intention is the root of the competition. I want to have more money than you so I can have more say so. And if you're in a relationship where money determines who has the most say so, then of course competition is going to be the theme music behind everything that you guys do. But if that's not why you guys together, if you're together with somebody that I truly enjoy their company, I want to make memories with this person in life, It doesn't matter who's making the money in that season. If something happened to me and I'm in between jobs, or something happened to her, as long as we can make these memories, that's our attention and that's our agenda, no matter who's paying for it. But it depends. Like, some people are literally setting themselves up to be in a competitive relationship by their own heart's intention. And they're attracted to people that they feel like they can probably dominate. So when they meet somebody who's like, dominate competition, what are you talking about? I just want to make memories with you. That may not even appeal to them, because they didn't put in all this work to make over 100K. Like, I got to dominate something, man or woman, right? You know what I'm saying to you? So I don't want the easy route. Like, this person who just want to make memories, have fun with me. Like, it can be interesting that we can be our own worst enemies just with our perspective of relationships.
That's really good, man.
Yeah, we gonna probably piss a lot of people off. But at some point we're getting Donovan on the show. Me and Mike was just talking about how many women want to be on the show, but the way it's set up is the way it's set up. You know what I'm saying to you? It's only guys. But we do appreciate you guys chiming in.
I feel like they've been a long time coming anyway to be on the show.
Yeah. But
I guess we was just trying to figure out the logistics and the inner workings of what was gonna happen. So, but I think listen.
So Mahogany said, not true for me, at least. I need a break. She said,
what's so funny?
I lead all day. I want to switch hard from say tonight, from day to night. As far as I'd rather take care of my man, so he would want to continue to be a provider. So you better talk. See, that's why you need to get in a relationship with somebody who used to be a dancer. I'm telling you, we're the best. We are the absolute best. Ain't nothing like it. Or any kind of fantasy salesman. So Mike, you can be included in that as well. There you go. Jesus. Here we go again. Kima put up there. Money is the social proof. Social proof of, it's interesting because if this is social proof. So again, remember I asked her to give me sources. I can't give you information on that. But the social proof is like, but it's so interesting how life happens. And in one stock market shift, in one, you know what I'm saying? What happened to the real estate market a few years ago? The crash. Like, your situation, your flow can be cut off. And then if you've created an identity around how much you bring home, this is where depression comes in. This is where suicide is not too far behind. Yeah. So it's interesting.
That's why it's so important, especially in your relationship, to build that foundation that's not based on monetary, that's not based on things and tangible things, but the relationship between the two of you. So when that stuff does happen, the person like, all right, I'm out. We can't live the way we was living. I'm leaving. Because that happened every day.
So you know,
the $6 million house no more. Bye.
I put the post up, the one about the short man. Would you date the short man? Right. And I put it in my story, and I put like, would you date a short man, and would he have to be like, I wouldn't do it. Yes, I would do it. Or he'd have to be rich. And one of my friends put in there that he'd have to be rich. Like, you have to make up for what you lack in height with finances. Right. And, and it just makes me think about how are we putting our biggest value on things that fluctuate or things that are consistent and solid about a person. And I think that, I'm not saying you have to do either one, but I'm saying like you run a greater risk when you treat relationships or who you choose like the stock market, and you're trying to just bet on which one you think is going up, and as soon as it goes down, you want to sell.
Yeah. Yeah. But you see it every day because people, like you said, people don't value that aspect of the relationship.
Yeah. Before we move on,
when you met me, you had the mind, and I can. What's funny is, devil's advocate, I can kind of understand. When you met me, you was taking me to 5-star restaurants every night, and you had the fancy car, you had the big house, and you led me to believe that this was going to be our lifestyle, and that's kind of what drew me in. But now the stock market crashed and then lost everything you had, and you telling me you got to move into a 2-bedroom apartment. That's not what I signed up for. And can you even be mad at it for saying so? You can't.
I think it goes back to what
you created.
It goes back to what Jay said earlier. You got to be careful what you agree on from the beginning. Donovan just said in the chat, he said, when I date a woman, I take finances out of discussion. And so don't use it as a flex and then be mad when you lose it and she gets rid of you.
You cannot be mad at that.
Don't use it as a flex. Take that thing. Nigga, flex with anything that's consistent about you that you feel like it's going to be long.
Right.
Like I'm a patient man.
Right.
I love the Lord. Let me see here. I like children, because if you flex on some of these material possessions or this social proof, you can't be mad with somebody when they abandon you when that social proof is gone.
Can't be upset at all.
Gee whiz. All right, let's move to this next video. Oh, yeah, this topic right here. All right.
What is one of the core pillars of your relationship?
So with my wife, when we were dating, I told her that I said, look, I'm not going to be the most romantic guy in the world, because right now what matters, I've done that. It hasn't worked out. I think what I want to bring to this relationship, if this is going to grow, is a core friendship.
Nice.
I felt like that was the most important thing. It was the most important thing that I felt like I could actually bring, because I think too many people get caught up in all of the romantic stuff. There's a lot of non-romantic moments when you have 2 kids and you're married. There's a lot of non-romantic moments. And if you don't have that core friendship,
That's right.
So I had to bring this conversation up because I was at a housewarming yesterday, and me and the people at the table, like me and like 3 guys and about like 7 or 8 women, we were talking about, like, is friendship mandatory before a relationship? And I was telling them the stats that I received from people I've coached or from posts that I put online, and it was interesting that friendship is deep friendship is more important to men before a relationship, before they get in a relationship, than it is for women. Women actually, some women don't want to be friends with you at all. Like, they can't move from friendship into romance. You have to be pursuing them from the gate, right? That's some women. And then other women, they don't mind a good basic foundation of friendship, but they don't want it to get too deep because they won't be able to see you as more than a friend. And I thought that was an interesting conversation. Like, we should have that on the show, because it's like, what he's saying is like, he's tried the romance first thing, and he said, like, say it didn't work out. And I think so the theory that we came up with was that because marriages seem to be a greater risk for the husband than it is for the wife, because it's set up, if anything goes wrong, it appears that, she walks away, as the beneficiary more than the man does. It appears that the man is taking more time to know if he can really trust this woman, versus the woman is just trying to see how interested he is from the gate, versus the man trying to see how down she is from the gate.
I would agree. I think that's accurate. Yeah, I don't think we in a relationship I'm in now, I don't think we really built a friendship, but it was like very organic. It wasn't a let's build a friendship first and then let's see about it. Was just, we hung out every day, we talked every day, we became friends. It wasn't anything planned, it wasn't anything that we discussed. I think that's also, though, mainly because I was anti-relationships at the time. Didn't want to be in a relationship, told her I didn't want to be in a relationship. So she was like, okay, cool. That was a plot in itself, but I feel like she knew the whole time, okay, I'll just stick around and be my great self, and he'll fall for me. It ended up happening, but I'm just saying, the friendship was never planned, because, and I don't think, for me, I don't think I've ever put a lot of stock into, we have to have a solid friendship before we can move forward. I've always kind of been on an organic, let's just flow with it type of person when it came to relationships.
Yeah, I've been that way too. Let me tell you what's changed. Some things.
I got one very big one, and I think it is. Anyway.
What's that? What, Michael?
I just need the toilet tissue and the eggs. That's it.
Wow. Listen,
you gonna ride with me? It's cool.
I made a good choice. Donovan said, I just want a woman to communicate clearly without emotion. Good luck, brother. Good luck, my guy. But there's anomalies out there. I know some. There are some anomalies out there, so it can happen. Oh man, it's interesting because I think for me, what I've recognized is that when you, like he said that when you're married, there's a lot of non-romantic moments. When you're married and have 2 kids, excuse me.
Yeah.
You marry, have 2 kids, non-romantic moment. I think that even before marriage and even before having 2 kids, there are moments that people go through in life where they need a friend. And I think that in those moments, if all you are looking for from him or all he's trying to give you is romance, this is where I think people start to get ghosted, or this is where people get distant because they know what you're in it for, and where life has me at right now, I can't give that to you. You know what I'm saying to you? And who do I go to in those seasons? I go and I get closer and more bonded to my friends.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying too? And so the things that would allow us to maintain partnership through every weather aren't necessarily being checked for, because you're wondering where are the dates, where's the romance, where's these things. But in order to do life with someone, not just do dates with someone, like I've dated enough people to know that some people are looking for someone to just go out and do events with, and other people are actually looking for life partners to make memories with, right? And like do the things that life is going to throw at them. They want to do that with them. And you got to recognize who you're dealing with. I'm not faulting anybody for any way they want to go with it, but you got to know what you want. I think for me, I'm recognizing what I want more. And like you guys told me when you came over for my love audit, I'm not only recognizing what I want more, I'm taking a different stand. And I'm like, this is unless God says something different, this is now a requirement prior to me even be. If I catch feelings for you and I find you attractive and I want to date you, I'm at a place now where I probably still won't let myself do it, unless certain things are present that I'm not going to disclose on this podcast. So, yeah,
that's really good, man. And what's so funny, I was just sitting here thinking, because we went out last night with Carson and his wife, and we were sitting at the table, and Carson was like, there was a couple at the table, and they were sitting on the same side of the booth, you know, first date vibes all the way. And he was just made a joke like, "That's how you and Janae used to be, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, but it's so funny, like, because me and Janae are going on almost 5 years, and it's so funny when we first started, like that was it. Like, I can't wait to go out and sit on the same same side of the booth and hold hands and do all this, and all of that stuff is still great, but it's your relationship just becomes so much more important than all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Now it's more so, you know what I mean, when we go out, we're just happy to get time alone with each other. So it's not about, it's just being at the same table and able to breathe and not have to worry about work or the kid or bills or whatever the case may be. So we just found such a I feel like it's just made our relationship closer, not focusing on so much relationship stuff, if that makes sense. The relationship.
I hear you, but I feel like it needs to be explained because I get it when you said it.
So what am I trying to say, babe? Yeah, that's good. We don't put that much value into what the relationship is supposed to look like.
So you guys have abandoned not abandoned, but you don't put a lot of value in, I need proof that you're still pursuing me. Like, right. I've solidified it within myself that you want me, and everything that you're doing is about trying to create a future for us.
Right. And
even
I feel
if
like
it doesn't look romantic.
Right. It don't have to look romantic, although we do romantic stuff for each other all the time, but it's just woven into the relationship. I mean, listen, like, for instance, this is probably going to be TMI for some people. I don't care. But for instance, she scratches my back every night before I go to sleep. Every night. To me, top tier. For other people, be like, that's so what? Anybody could do that. You can scratch your own back. But for me, it's the stuff that
I can't even reach my own back. But yeah, I hear you.
Right. That might be right. That might be it right there.
That's one of the things right there. I'm added to my list.
We've tailored the relationship to ourselves instead of what we've seen, what our parents did, what worked in other relationships. Like Mike said on the video, he said that because it hasn't worked in other relationships and I steer clear. Well, we don't even take into account anything, whether it worked or didn't work. We tailored our relationship for her and for me, and that's it. And that's why it works for us.
Okay, so check this out. So the person I was talking to, one of the people was Pookie, and Pookie said, I definitely need to be, it needs to be a basic friendship, but not too close. She said, if it's too close, then that's I don't want to say impossible transition, but it's like, I can't look at you like that.
Yeah, because now you like the homegirl, like, what's up, sis? And then it's like,
First of all, that's how you know if you never have a chance with me. If I ever call you
1,000%.
I remember I was dating this one girl, you know, very into God and all that kind of stuff. She's like, you're my brother in Christ. I said, I am not. I am not.
I'm Donovan.
Listen, let me tell you what I am in Christ. I'm coming for you in Christ because I do not have brother thoughts about you. I get it, but it's like I think that's just something psychologically inside of me that's like, yeah, it's done when you hear the word sis.
Yeah, I can feel that. Yep.
Interesting, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost that time. It's pulling up on that time. You got anything else you want to say? You want to check the chat before we get out of here? Rashonda said that Donovan needs a veteran because he want the
veteran.
Man,
that's funny.
Wow, he said call her your best friend before you call her your babe. I remember one of my exes told me, she said, I want to be more than anything else, I want to be your best friend. I was like, yo, that's solid. We didn't get a chance to achieve that, but I was like, that theory is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Mike, anything else you want to say before we get out of here, man?
Oh man, I'm hungry.
I'm right there with you. What is this? Top Abuelita. Nope, I'm not gonna mess this up. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna figure it out. It is to People Counseling Services. Topia Bull Day Counseling Services. I feel like that's close. Said I agree with Mike. Tailored to suit you both. Don't judge me, man. I'm trying these days. At least I try.
You actually are. That's what's crazy about it. That's why I laugh. Like, oh, he really sitting here trying to sound it out using the phonetics. All the
listen. I'm maturing. I am maturing. Amber said I ran into a couple at a restaurant. They both left their phones in the car on accident. They were so into each other. They were so beautiful the way they engaged with each other. I love it, man. I love it. This is good, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we like to do at the end of every podcast. Because we're talking about relationships and they can be very tricky for people and triggering for people, we like to leave you guys with a resource at the end of every podcast. This is a suicide and crisis hotline. The number is 988. You can also connect with this number online and chat with somebody live. Maybe this will help is a podcast that's driven on relationships, but also driven by mental health. And so because, relationships with other people is usually where, the birthing ground for a lot of trauma, we like to give you guys a resource, some topics, some conversations probably were started tonight that got you thinking, or maybe you want to share with somebody else and it may, make them feel some type of way. We don't want you to stay in that headspace. Your best life comes from your best mindset, and your best mindset comes from getting connected to other professionals who can help you work through some of the trauma, some of the worries, some of the things that have happened to you in your life and pull you into a better headspace. You'll make better decisions. You'll make better choices and partners. You'll set better boundaries and all those kind of things. So the number is 988. You can call. We've had multiple people from our podcast call. They're legit. They follow up with you. It's a great resource. Take a screenshot of it. If you know somebody who's going through something and you don't know how to help them, before you try to just lean to your understanding and make it worse, call this number. You can actually ask them, hey, I have a friend who's struggling with suicide or depression or going through a hard time with a breakup. How can I best help them? And they can connect you with a counselor, a therapist, psychologist that can help you or your friend through that hard time. So don't go through this alone. Remember, this is Men's Mental Health Month. So maybe share that resource with a man that you know that may be struggling because you know him. We smile often, you know what I'm saying? And we put on the face, but sometimes we're dealing with a lot more than it appears with on the outside. So just keep that discernment high. And just especially during this month, if you have a man reach out to you, want to share some time emotions with you and whatnot, just hold space. You know what I'm saying? Hold space. Yeah, that's all I really want to say about that. Mike, you got anything you want to add to that?
I heard nothing because I was talking to my kid.
We're just talking about Men's Mental Health Month. And I was giving them the resource 988 and just kind of putting it out there just to raise your discernment as it pertains to men and their emotions and what they're going through. No discount to anybody else, but because this is the month dedicated to men's mental health, just make more of an effort this month just to check on a brother or a man that you may know. Send a gift, send flowers, send a gift card, or just give an extra hug. We ain't ask you to grind on their lap like in the video. But just unless no, I'm just kidding.
Or I was gonna say, or if it's a single man.
This is why people be triggered from our show. This is why.
That's why we got the number at the end. That's why we don't put the number at the beginning, because we already know it's gonna be some shit throughout the show, and somebody's gonna be triggered. So we saved the 988 for the end of the show. You're welcome.
Goodness, man. They going at it in the chat. Donovan told Rashawn that he don't want no auntie, he don't want no vets. Sandra said tonight was great. Thank you both. Thank you guys for watching, tuning in, for all your comments. We appreciate you guys. Kima, I need to go up there and look for that social proof you talked about.
Yep.
This was good. Good to see you, Ali, Amber, and Pookie.
Social proof. That's a good shirt.
Social proof, yeah. Speaking of a good shirt, if you're not a part of the ankle army, there's no way to get in. Either God made you a part of it or you didn't. Mike, you want to pray out?
You can't get grandfathered in?
Nah, if your mama got the ankles and she get the man too.
Jesus Christ! No, man, you got it tonight.
All right, man. Father God, we thank you for this show tonight. As we prayed before the show, we thank you for an opportunity to come on here and just be honest, to be transparent, and also hopefully represent the kingdom well. We thank you that if nobody else was helped by this, we were. We thank you for this brotherhood and this opportunity to come on here, on the Sundays if we can, to just talk through some things. Father God, I thank you that we both usually 99% of the time feel much better after we do this podcast. We hope the audience does as well. We just pray that if any seed was planted that somebody needed to hear, that they sit with it tonight, and they sit with it in prayer and sit with it with you, that it can take root and produce some different fruit in their life. Is anybody struggling emotionally, especially any men out there, Father God, I pray, Lord, that if they hear this, they know that they're not alone, that they use the 988 resource, but that they also use your word as a lamp unto their feet and a light into their path, that they pray, and that they look to you for that comfort and for that freedom. We thank you, Father God, in our culture, relationships have, you see it. Man, I hope that this podcast makes some kind of difference as we make light of certain things and hopefully highlight other things. I pray, Lord, that people are finding their true worth outside of the social proof that they can gather or the alterations they can make to how they look. And I pray, Lord, that people have felt like they've been in competition in relationships, Father God, that you just remove that spirit and that bondage that people may be under, or that hurt that may be operating from, that's causing what could be beautiful to be ugly. I thank you for, just the relationship that Jay and Mike have, and how you continue to just let your favor pour over that, keep them protected from people on the outside who may try to ruin it or mess it up. And I just thank you, Father God, for all the people who are in relationships, all the single people, Father God, that we navigate this well by navigating it with you through prayer. Yeah, and that's it. We thank you until we meet again. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen, brother. Amen.
That's it.
You coming over for tacos this week or what?
Tuesday?
She said Tuesday.
Let's talk about it after we let these people go. Till next time, folks.
2 Chainz.